Alrighty. Welcome back to Kamen Review, episode number 6. This is being 7 episodes of the original Kamen Rider show. The first one sees Kamen Rider take on a Starfish Monster. Yes, except unlike the other monsters, which are humans converted to cyborgs, this one was a fossil converted to a cyborg. No, seriously, that is the monster. And what is Shocker's plan? To use this mountain as a base for a missile complex. Yep, love the artistic design here. Interesting monster. Apparently, it's like very hard, and apparently its weakness is water. Makes it nice and soft. Yeah, seriously. So the story behind this one was that Shocker stole this. Now, apparently, this Star Wars monster was the legit creature that Shocker stole from a museum and converted into a cyborg. And they even have where they have to, of course, have the thing. Oh, some guy gets captured by Shocker, so you have to go in and rescue him. So basically, Taki and of course the boss, Toby, go in and rescue them. Of course, they disguise themselves as Shockermen. Though, looking enough that Hayato is able to disguise himself as Shocker long enough to not be captured per se, but to... Well, actually, he was briefly captured while he was posed as a mountain climber. Though he was able to basically slip past the guards long enough for everyone to have a little brawl of distraction. And like, oh crap, he's here. And then, of course, like, he set fire to the dynamite room. The complex itself was eventually destroyed, though the symbol on the outside was quite interesting, where it's basically the regular Shocker symbol, which is an eagle, along with a starfish on top. I'm like, that's interesting. And here's the thing. It was so obvious this place was a Shocker base, not due to the fact that it had the Shocker symbol there. Oh no, because it's a building in the middle of nowhere, so it must be somebody's hideout. It was completely obvious. And unlike the other episodes in this batch episodes, it's a standalone episode. How is Mars beaten? The water on it. And then, of course, then the Comrade beat the crap out of the thing, and that was it. That's the last of that monster. He wasn't technically destroyed per se, he just was defeated. Yep, and then we have a two-parter. Yes. Where Rat Raft that we have basically dealing with a caterpillar. Actually, it's not a caterpillar. It's more like a it is a Conbalite. It's basically a crab monster's bubbles. Of course, he's here and comes back in episode 37, and the movie I'm going to talk about. Mm-hmm. Yeah, his thing was basically apparently they wanted to blow up, plant bombs in the sea to cause some tidal waves to destroy a city because they like attempting to destroy cities. And apparently the bubbles are deadly. So he's able to go around and kill people. Yeah, and also, second episode in a row, monster kidnaps somebody and Comrade goes rescue them. Yeah, second episode in a row, this happens to happen. Yep. And then we have the caterpillar monster. Yep. Now, does this guy basically kidnap anybody per se? No, not particularly, no. Scares people away per se, being caterpillar monster. And then, of course, they disguise himself as the lost professor. What the heck happened to him is not exactly clear. He just fell off a mountain. They never saw his body per se. He would presume dead. He just randomly shows up, though it's a monster in disguise. And he wants his co-worker's formula to basically turn caterpillars into cyborgs. Though he did make a haste to destroy the cyborgs, and eventually the monster's destroyed by part 2. Yeah, a two-parter. Yep. Though here's the thing, they kind of defeat him in his larva form, and he turns him into a cocoon at the end of part 1. And then in part 2, he turns him into his new butterfly form, which looks really cool. Now, in the case of the next few episodes, we have 2 straight episodes of a standalone episodes. Yep, 22 and 23. First, you have a piranha monster, which can launch fingers like missiles. And I'm trying to think, what was the plan for this one? I had to look it up on here because I kind of forgot because, well, It's been a little bit. Oh yeah, basically captures. Says here is like captures anything like Olympics. There's nothing much Olympics at all. Just a fish monster just kidnaps people by random. That's what the that's what this creature does. That's what Amazonia does. Yeah, though eventually, of course, in case you're curious, though, any people. Well, this is another one where, oh, someone gets captured, comrades rescue them. Yep, same plot in the 2 episodes in a row. And then you have another monster who is simply put. This is a lot more interesting. It's not like the same plot we had the same episodes. Like someone gets captured, his comrade goes rescue him. This one, not the case. We have a flying squirrel monster. Yes, a flying squirrel monster sent by Shocker to retrieve explosive fuel for rockets. Now, what do they want to do this damn thing? Destroy a city, of course. Though we have one of the combat Shocker, one of the rare times they speak, where he said, "Excuse me, leader, why do we need the formula for?" And surprisingly, the leader, the great leader Shocker, does not punish him for speaking out of turn, but he actually just gives him a good explanation, like we need to destroy the city, like, and he apparently doesn't speak afterwards. Is he? And then of course, then I thought it was really kind of weird for the episode. Then we cut back to the guy where he wants to get to the excuse me, and then we cut straight back to something else. I don't know if that was a glitch on the video I saw, but man, it felt like basically a repeat. I thought it was kind of weird. Yeah, and of course you have to fight him like several times. Now, in case you're curious, though, now this time it's the allies getting captured, though they're freed, and though the monster's destroyed via, of all things, the actual explosive. Though it's also a radiation problem. What happens to the radiation guy? He was supposedly killed by the monster himself. But this is a good spy one. This one, but I thoroughly enjoyed this episode. Now in the case of 24, this one is a part one of a two-part. Involve a now they start off with a convicted felon who was sentenced to life imprisonment for robbery and murder. Okay, how many people would he kill? Don't say. Just say he's a cold-blooded murderer. So he's resting in his cell, and then by 6 a.m., he apparently is basically woken up by daybreak, and then he's told to get up. And then he's broken out of his cell by Shocker, which seems completely random at best. Yeah, it's just like, oh, let's just take this guy. And by the way, the whole thing with being a prisoner, once he transforms into a... How he transforms into a cyborg is different than usual. He's not doing some surgery or whatever. Just dipping this adhesive, makes him immune to poisonous mushrooms, and he basically just shoots out spores. And appearance-wise, he looks very similar to the crab monster. And it has the same weapon, firing something out of his mouth. Yeah, I kind of felt this one, they kind of retreaded this one, but at least they shoot something different than freaking bubbles this time. It's actually spores. Yep, and, well, this time, once again, we have people getting captured by Shocker as test subjects. Now, at the end of this end of the first episode here, some of the people are rescued, but not all of them. Though eventually, here's a shocker for you. Shocker captures Kamen Rider at the end of episode 24. Yep, they capture him. Well, the second one anyways. This probably is the first time they've actually had their hands on him since they originally captured and converted him into the Kamen Rider. Oddly enough, they never actually show a full thing of the flashback of like how in the world that the original Kamen Rider basically rescued him. Excuse me. They might show him when he comes back. But these are pretty interesting episodes, what they are. But the biggest problem with these episodes is we repeat the same thing. Some one-shot character, almost all of them anyways, gets taken by Shocker, and Kamen Rider has to go on a mission to rescue them. Rinse and repeat. At least that's mostly a side thing compared to whatever plot. Two basically involve blowing up a city. First with a tidal wave, then with explosives. Yep. This one at least involves spores. Like, that's different. Yes. At least the monster designs are quite unique, though I think that the mushroom monster is just way too similar appearance to the crab monster. Appearance-wise, it just basically looks like a redressed version of the crab costume they just used a few episodes back. But we'll find out what happens next. And I believe this one here If I'm looking at, I looked up, I think this was the last of the Majin monsters. Yeah, this was actually the last of the Shocker Kaijin monsters. Monsters operate by themselves. Yeah, I believe this is the last official one they had before, well, they switched over to Colonel Zhao. Because after 25, they basically introduced well, they basically bring in like new monsters like every episode. Yeah, yeah, new monsters every episode sent by Colonel Zhao, who's only there for about 12, 13 episodes before he's killed off. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing Colonel Zhao in this series. I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, that's gonna be pretty much it here. Now I'll probably discuss more about Kamen Rider probably later. Well, next thing to talk about is probably I'm definitely gonna do an Overlord review today. But since I'm probably gonna watch an episode of Kamen Rider anyways. Yeah, I'll probably do a review of it probably a little bit later. If I have to take a guess, I'll probably review about 3 more episodes before I just, well, do something before I do Overlord. Okay? Or maybe 4. Okay, to the next video. Bye.